Oil sliding on concerns about demand and the impact the crisis in Turkey will have on other emerging markets. Is this a pivotal moment for crude? Joining us is Helima Croft, Global Head of Commodity Strategy at RBC Capital Markets. Helima, great to have you with us. We've also got a stronger dollar playing a role here. So where do you see the move in oil going from here?
I mean, I think we really have to see how this contagion fear story plays out. I mean, certainly emerging markets are going to be the bulk of demand growth in 2019. So any concern that this could spread to other key oil producing emerging market countries, I think that will be a big headwind for oil along with a strong dollar. Offsetting that will be, how many Iranian barrels come off the market. But right now, all eyes are on demand.
At the same time, Turkey does have sort of a wild card to play, perhaps, and that is the Ceyhan port. How crucial is this port, and could Turkey use that as leverage?
I mean, I think this is a great question because Turkey is a very, very important energy transit country. And the United States for years have been looking to Turkey to help play a big role in diversifying Europe away from Russian energy supplies. And so when Erdogan comes out and essentially says, we will have to look to new friends, signaling Russia, I think that puts a lot into play about, the role Turkey will play in terms of Europe's energy diversification and allied with the United States on this issue.
How does that play out if Turkey is closer to Russia?
Well, I mean, what I think is really interesting is we just had a meeting with the 5 big Caspian producers over the weekend. They've come up with new agreements in terms of how to manage this resource. And if you really have Russia in the driver's seat in terms of these key producers, I do think the whole question about, Russia playing a driver's seat in global energy security becomes paramount. I mean, the whole goal of Turkey was to use them to diversify. It looks like Russia now is really strengthening their grip on the key producers in the Caspian region.
I never thought I'd ask you about Tesla, Helima, but you do know a bit about Saudi Arabia and its investment fund. What'd you make of Elon Musk's tweet and Saudi's willingness to invest in Tesla?
I mean, what we have not heard from is from the Public Investment Fund in Saudi Arabia at this point. But what we do know is Mohammed bin Salman loves everything shiny, new, and tech, and he does love Tesla. And, we've seen the Uber investment, Magic Leap, the SoftBank tie-up, and it's all about a broad-based strategy to diversify Saudi Arabia from dependence on oil through these tech investments. Now, I mean, one of the key questions going forward for Saudi Arabia is going to be, and with the Public Investment Fund, is they still have a very big demand to generate jobs in Saudi Arabia. And will these type of investments fulfill those domestic priorities? Also, there's some funding issues with Saudi's Public Investment Fund. They were looking to the Aramco IPO to provide the kind of capital to do these investments. Now Aramco is going to tap the debt markets, buy out the Public Investment Fund's stake in SABIC, the petrochemicals producer, and that's going to potentially be the funding stream. But with the Aramco IPO sort of stalled out, it has been raising questions about where the Public Investment Fund is going to get capital to make these type of investments.